Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, on this Monday morning with the one and only Steve Beaman of the Steve Beaman Group, now actually known as the Society for the Advancement of Financial Education. And this afternoon I have a meeting, in fact, with Bill Moore, a great friend, great American, and the head of the Tea Party, the Sugarland Tea Party. We're working on the logistics for your event, which will mean a hard date. So next time, next Monday, we'll be announcing exactly when you'll be coming in, Steve Beaman.
Well, that's exciting, Kevin. We're always pleased to speak to folks in the Tea Party, and frankly, we'd speak to folks in the Occupy movement. We think that the idea of spreading financial and economic reality to people is important across the political spectrum. So we're excited to get down there, though. Those are good folks, and I know Bill is someone you've spoken of highly in the past, so I'm excited to meet him personally.
Yeah, he's a good personal friend in addition to a Tea Party animal, and so I love the work the Tea Party is doing. And you know what? What's so sad is that that one thing. First of all, the folks also known as Occupied, they really don't believe in much of anything. You know what I'm saying? They are all over the chart, everywhere from anti-Semites to, pure hardcore communists to soft, old-school socialists, democratic socialists. They are all over the place. But one thing they virtually all agree on is the fact that government is in cahoots with mega business, and every other income group is being crushed by that relationship. And you know what? I think you and I would agree with them on that.
I was going to say, Kevin, it brings a chuckle to me when I hear them talk like that, because we do agree government is the problem. But I find it strange that these folks think business is such a dangerous animal when they want to give that power to government, which is no different. It's still based on people. People are fallible, and that's why government cannot solve these problems. You know, the old adage, power corrupts and ultimate power corrupts. Ultimately, we give government too much control of our lives, and we'll see tyranny set in, and that is the antithesis of what most of us want in our lives.
Yeah, no question about it. And so we really want to offer viable alternatives. It's interesting that they want to use government as a vehicle to reform government. You know, you talk about naivete. What we need to do is disempower government if you want government not to do these abusive things.
And that's going to all come down to our ability to educate the voters so that they understand that when the government says, we're going to give you a benefit, please vote for me, they turn their nose and say, we don't want your benefit, we'd rather have it ourselves. We need to understand from the citizenry that, you know, when you send $1 to Washington, you get back 90 cents. It's a little bit like going to Vegas and playing the slots. You know, if you play it long enough, you're going to get less back than you put in.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it is very, very interesting to see how that works out. Let me ask you then, you know, in terms of some other news stories, I like to always go down the line, but kind of give me an idea of what other stories you saw that caught your attention.
Oh, my gosh, there's so much going on. We obviously had the financial news with the markets rebounding based on that jobs news, but we've got the continued issue with Benghazi and new insights coming out on that there was real negligence on the part of the State Department in creating the death of our ambassador there. So that's obviously getting more press lately. We've still got North Korea that's sitting up there. Kind of we're wondering what they're going to do going forward. They've now arrested a U.S. citizen. So the State Department has come out and demanded the return of that person. We'll see where that leads. We clearly have Syria now being really proven that they used chemical weapons, which crosses the president's red line. And we'll see if he's got the backbone to stand up and do something about it now. So lots going on around the world, all of which needs to be filtered through people's own world to see how it affects them.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because, with all these things going on, I find it very disheartening that we have somebody like our current Secretary of State in charge of all this.
Yeah. If we looked at the players right now in Washington, I think most of us in the private world would say they couldn't hold, a job for 5 minutes in the private sector where they're actually accountable.
Yeah.
One of the magics of business is that there is that invisible hand of the marketplace that disciplines it. If you lie in business and you don't deliver what you promise, you go out of business. Well, in government, if you don't deliver what you promise, you just blame the next guy.
Yeah, no question about it, and that's a great point. You know what? If these people were accountable to a real board of directors and had to produce in a quantifiable and qualifiable way, they'd be history in no time.
Oh, absolutely, which is a reason most of them ran for political office to begin with. They couldn't cut it in the private sector.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You know, in the case of John Kerry, he continuously seemed to stumble on women that were wealthy. The last one, ridiculously so.
Yeah, I'd like to learn that trick. I've always had it the other way where they come at me. But
yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. My wife, you know, well, I wouldn't say that was the case with my wife, but yeah, my experience has never been quite like that. So he was a well-kept man, and you know, and you look at him, and it's like, why would anyone want to keep him? That's the question I keep asking.
I'm sure there's some power play going on there where she gets from him and he gets from her. So it's a little bit like the Clinton relationship. Not my definition of what I want in a marriage, but if it works for them, so be it.
Yeah, or the Roosevelts. I think a lot about the Roosevelts as well. That's exactly true. Yeah. So, you know, when you look at what's going on in terms of the Republicans, you know, the Republicans in the case they keep on making in terms of trying to hold the government accountable, you know, where would you rank them right now? How would you rate them?
Boy, I don't even know how to start there, Kevin. We're beginning to see the pawns of the 2016 race right now. You got Cruz making some headway. You've got just this whole field of candidates that I'm just looking for one of them to say something that resonates with people. I've been hugely disappointed with what is this political spin that just acquiesces to what they see as the middle. We've had immigration issues come up lately and an immigration reform bill that isn't a reform bill. So I just hesitate even to put any kind of a front runner on it. I don't think we have one. I think we're looking for the Republicans to develop a leader, and I don't think we've got one yet.
Yeah, I think you're right. And you did name a couple of names. Of course, Rand Paul is one I kind of gravitate towards. I think Rand Paul may be the third rail. He may be the bridge between the traditional conservatives and the libertarian types of the Ron Paul variety.
And he'll pick up the Ron Paul support. There's no question about it. But whether that will mainstream and give him the kind of support to lead the Republicans, I don't know. You know, we're going to have a leader who steps up and has a strong enough will to bring the Republicans back to some sense of meaning. These guys, it seems like they don't know what they stand for anymore.
That's why I like Rand Paul. He's the only one who seems to stand for something.
So I agree. There's a lot to be liked. But I think they're going to have to get somebody a lot more persuasive to win the hearts of the American people. I don't see it yet, and hopefully it'll evolve. Because
what about your neighbor, Scott Walker?
I think Scott's going to be a bit of a lightning rod when it comes down to it. I think he's got the persona, he's got the support, but he's created so much of a stink up there north of us that I question whether he's got the ability to go national. I don't know. Kevin, I'm a little disturbed by it, frankly, because I can't see anybody that I go, wow, that's the man I want to follow, or the woman for that fact. I'd love to see a Jean Kirkpatrick step up from somewhere.
Yeah, if she could. I think she passed away, but yeah, absolutely. We need another Jean Kirkpatrick, or really a Margaret Thatcher. Yeah, exactly. That's what we could use as a Margaret Thatcher.
That's right.
And so I don't know if they make women like that anymore. Or men.
I'm sure they do. There's a young lady, not young lady, she's a woman that's governor of North Carolina. I forget
yes, I know who you're talking about. She's also of Indian descent, isn't she?
Exactly, she is, and she's sharp as a tack.
Nikki something.
Yeah.
Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley. And boy, sharp lady.
You and I are like a bad game show, aren't we?
Well,
and both of you win an exit off of the stage.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we clearly aren't scripted on these programs.
That's right. Hey,
yeah,
Steve.
She's a sharp lady. I think she could make some national headway.
Next week, big announcement. We're looking forward to that. We'll work out the logistics with you after my meeting today with my friend Bill Moore. We're getting that finally hammered out and got more dates that we're going to be working on as well. The one, the only Steve Beaman. He'll be not necessarily a theater, but he'll be near you here in Houston, and I'm looking forward to introducing him to that group. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kevin. Have a great week ahead.
Yeah, you bet. Want to encourage you to check us out at the Society for financialeducation.org, Society for financialeducation.org. I'm Kevin Price. You're listening to The Price of Business.